Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and that depends on what part of the globe you are following up. This is School Television. School Television is a subsidiary of the Citycom Media Limited. We are located in Monrovia. Now Monrovia, rather, please visit the Monrovia County around the global area. Here, before your camera, the face you are looking at, the structure you are looking at is Cllr Samuel Pearson. And Cllr Pearson is the proprietor of the Samuel of the Pearson International School System. It is our understanding that today he just concluded his 7th graduation exercise. Welcome to Full TV, Cllr Pearson.
Thank you, my brother.
So for a startup, the Pearson International School System gave us a synopsis. How did the dream come about?
Basically, the dream of the Pearson International School started from the time I knew myself growing up. But the name itself was not in mind. But my desire in school has always been to mentor people. And those who know me who went to school together, I always would be teaching students, having my own study class in the community. I would teach people. So the passion for academic work has been my fundamental passion. So when I grew up, I became a man, I was seeing opportunities come my way. I thought that it was important for me to impact the community, especially this particular community. It used to be called the Desist community. It used to be one of the most notorious communities. So when I moved here and acquired a piece of land, I said, okay, instead of just building a residential home, it would be important that I build an academic institution where we'll be able to change the mindset of the young children in this community. Because those are the guys that grew up in Pinsay, you know what they call Desist, immediately opposite the GSA junction. If you told anybody that you were living to Desist or GSA junction, they thought that you were one criminal or a prostitute. But this place has been noted for prostitution, underage prostitution, and other criminal activity. So, as a way of transforming the mindset and giving them a new perception of the community, giving the community a sense of moral. So, I thought I could build this infrastructure, establish a school where we'll be able to provide academic opportunities for the young children here.
Yo, so just tell you say it is a long dream. When did you really decide, say, oh yes, I'm going to build this structure? Well, the structure I'm looking at is a very massive structure, a huge structure, up to date. It is a modern large structure. How did you gather now resources to get the kind of set up a structure here?
Yeah, 2019 actually the vision started. We erected the first block underneath the ground. And by the grace of God, we were able to acquire the funding through other efforts. You know, you got a little 5 cent, 10 cent, you put it there. And you know, we are not government officials. So as we generate our little money from a little party, legal parties, and then when you have a mindset to say, this is where I want to put my money, you get a little 5 cent, 10 cent, you will put it there. Because every middleman begins with a single step. So we took a single step through our legal resources in order to develop this. We don't have no partners overseas. We have no even local support from government. We have no support from anywhere. As you know, our government does not even help when people are undertaking these kind of ventures. So it's just by the grace of God and through our persistence, our commitment to the vision.
Now you say Pearson International School System. For developing countries like Rome, and somebody here in terms of education, international, the man goes to standard education, other things that are not embedded in our regular curriculum. So the question is, what extra extra curriculum activity this school offers that set it apart from other schools?
Basically, we teach foreign language. For instance, we teach basic French, and then we also involved with art and craft related activities. We got music. We got other people who want to partner with all in those kind of area with them extracurricular activity. For instance, we want to have what we call, people can have some other studies outside of the regular education. So that our vision is that we want to make sure that before you graduate from this school, you must have some career path. You must have some hands-on work. For instance, you're doing art and craft. Immediately you graduate from 9th grade, and you already understand your art and craft, you can start to do something in this community. Now we have our girls called the girls support program, where they are providing basic handiwork for girls in the school. So even the computer program. So we want our students to have some basic fundamentals when they work out of these works.
So let's look at in terms of qualification, administrative staff, instructional staff. But what about the qualification of the people we graduate in school?
Yeah, the minimum qualification we have there will be a minimum of a C certificate, but it range up to master's degree in educational supervision, because our general coordinator for instructional services, Mr. Aaron Zadima, is a master's degree in education and supervision. So you have a BSc degree. You have a C certificate as well. So from C certificate to master, that's the kind of people we have in this institution.
Okay. So there is a common saying that goes, education is not cheap. If you believe education is expensive, try innovate. But on the flip side, education is a fundamental human right. Everybody has a right to get educated. So let's look at your fees. How do you reconcile the fact that you provide quality education, it is expensive, and the fact that education is a basic human right, given our context of Liberia, where a lot of people don't have to find out the economic situation and stuff? What, in terms of fee, what can you say? Anybody can come to international.
From our context, I would like to say that the fee is reasonable. It's very much reasonable.
Some will say reasonable is big.
Reasonable, less than $500, maybe 400 to, in the neighborhood, 4 to 450, right? So considering the kind of education we are standing, the kind of environment we give you, the extra services.
When you say 500, is it a flat rate? Every class pay the same amount?
Yeah, no, I'm saying, from nursery to 9th grade, you have a range of 4 to 450 in between there. No, so we're in our neighborhood. So I would want to say that given the environment you saw, given the kind of opportunities that we're giving you, given the qualification of the teachers, I can say from my perspective and from our context is a giveaway with a minimum fee comparatively to other institutions that will be charging at $2,000, $3,000. And for us, we want to make sure we reach out there to the minds, to the young minds, because these children want to move. Most of our parents don't really have that kind of money. So we want to make sure we be much more reasonable so we can be able to capture most of the young minds and be able to get the necessary educational opportunities.
Do you have extra, immunity aside from the tuition? You have transportation system, you have a feeding system, you have an enrichment class system in place to say,
also of the regular stuff, we have transportation services for the kids.
Is it embedded within tuition?
No, it's not embedded, but what we do is that we do a minimum flat rate, so that those who can pay that flat rate, because it's not compelling. Because not every parent can, and some of the kids live nearby, so they just go up and go home. So we have those services. Then we have extra services for computer programs. We have extra services for example, tailoring. We have extra services for art and craft. And when you are available, you can come and give you those services.
Okay. So now, finally, before we take leave of you, what do you have to say to the government and stakeholders? Because a lot of people believe the system is messy. Even though we have few schools that the government are trying to about on a global scale, and they believe that the education system is messy. So you as a proprietor, somebody who have a vision to say, we can kind of bridge the gap and we bring a quality education. What is your recommendation to stakeholders? And do we sometime in the future envision to have a PSC International talk a degree granting institution?
Educational opportunity is a constitutional right. The government is under obligation, the central government is under obligation to provide educational opportunities for all Liberians. That's a constitutional obligation to the government. And basically, the government should be there to subsidize most of these engagements so as to be able to have control over the activities of these schools in terms of fees and other things like that.
Regulation, oversight.
Yeah, because you cannot regulate and exert that kind of regulatory authority if you can't support, you're not subsidizing. I can tell you this, to run an institution that will be credible enough to be standardized like this, they require a lot of funding. And sometimes government come with political statements. Because I told somebody, I'm like, some of these statements government come, it's not reality.
It's not genuine.
It's not genuine. It's not supported by the facts. For instance, someone said, oh, to graduate, you're going to pay 3,000 Liberian dollars. You saw the kind of program the children have here today. You cannot have some sort of colorful program and someone say, you can only pay $200. So then government come with regulation, you have to pay $200 labor to go and graduate. It means that that's not being serious. That's not being serious because these parents, they want quality. These are the memories the children want to create for their educational sojourn. So these are the memories. You don't make no step of those memories. So people should not take educational thing with politics. They shouldn't mix it with politics. Education is a serious issue because it deals with the children's future. So government needs to be serious about education and take the politics of education, not try to gain political capital from educational activity. Let them face the reality of educational reality in the institution. These children need quality education. Now in Liberia, if a parent want to suffer you or they want to punish you, they will tell you, say, next year you are going to PCS. They will tell you, say, you don't want to be sure, you're going to Nipo Junior High. So they are telling you that these government institutions are not up to standard. That's what they're telling you. So if they want to punish you, they will say to PCS, or say to Nipo Junior High, or say to Boswell. So government needs to be more serious and real about providing quality educational environment for the kids. They need to join us in the private sector to help us provide some form of provision, some form of subsidies to be able to help enhance. And when you do that, then you put yourself in a better regulatory position to regulate this institution. But you can't sit back as the parent of the home, you're not supporting the children managing themselves to provide subsidies for themselves, provide survival for themselves, then you want to regulate it. So in that case, regulation becomes a difficult approach. So in my mind, the government needs to go a stakeholder engagement with private institutions so that they can begin discussing the reality of these educational provisions. Because we in the private sector are more concerned about putting into place a structural educational environment so that the children will have the kind of environment that will be habitable enough for them where they will have quality education. So government needs to join us in this effort.
So that's the voice of Councillor Pearson. He was speaking with Cllr Television. Thank you for following Cllr Television.